Well, hello. It's that time of year again where it's time to buy gifts for people you love, or let's face it, for yourself. And if you have someone in your house who is an avid reader, but you're like, I don't know what to get this person. I want it to be a surprise, but I don't know what to give them. I don't want to give them something they've already read. They don't have an Amazon list. I don't know what to give them. Well, hello, I'm Dawn. I'm a teen librarian, and I'm here to help you find perfect book for a young person in your life, a teenager, or an adult who reads YA. These books I'm recommending will be YA historical fiction. Yeah, historical fiction. There are some teens who do like historical fiction. I wasn't one of them, but they're out there somewhere. Maybe you know one, and that's why you're watching this video. The first one is Anna and the Swallow Man. This is going to be really difficult for me to explain because this book is a little hard to explain. I recommend this book for someone who's older YA or an older adult. This is also a very good book club book because there's a lot to discuss. This essentially takes place in 1939 in Poland. Anna's father has been taken by the Germans because he is a linguist. He can speak a lot of languages, and she's left alone. She's like 8 years old. While she's out searching for her father, she meets a mysterious man who also can speak languages, and who, when he puts his hand out, a swallow, a bird, comes. And when he does this, Anna is entranced, and she follows him because she has nowhere else to go. She is left alone. I know you're like, what the hell is this book about? I don't know, but I enjoyed it. It was good. It will have you thinking hard. I actually recommend this for adults who read YA. I don't know if a teenager will really get into it unless they are gaga for historical fiction and World War II. Anna and the Swallow Man. This book also won an award for Best Audiobook for the year that it came out, so listen to it on audio. And I say it was by Gabrielle Savit. Next is Codename Verity by Elizabeth Vane. Now, this, once again, I would give this to an older teen or an adult who reads YA, or a teen who really, really loves historical fiction, specifically World War II, again. This is about Verity, and Verity is a spy, and she has been captured by the Gestapo. And they are like, you need to tell us all your secrets or we are going to kill you, and it's not going to be pretty. So she decides to slowly reveal secrets, particularly her friendship with a pilot named Maddie. This book is sad. I just remember listening to this book at my desk and sobbing a lot. So if you like sadness with your historical fiction, read Codename Verity. This is a very good book club book. Lots to discuss here, lots to talk about. It is like strong women helping, fight against the Nazis, and things happen. And as we know, World War II and Nazi Germany did not have happy endings. So it is very good. It is very sad. It is still one of the saddest books I've ever read. There is a line in this book that I'm not going to say, but it is one of my favorite lines in any book ever. And every time I even say it out loud, I tear up a little bit. So, Codename Verity, Elizabeth Vane. I think it's Vane, W-E-I-N. Okay, I did not mean for all of these to be World War II. That's my bad. But a lot of historical fiction is World War II. I can't help it. Next is The Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. Ruta Sepetys is a very good historical fiction writer. All of her books are good. So any book you pick up by her, they're going to be pretty good. But this one's my favorite. Once again, this is about World War II, Nazi Germany. I didn't do that on purpose. A lot of YA historical fiction just happened to fall in this time period. But this one is about 4 teens who are trying to get to the Wilhelm Gustloff. Now, this is a ship that not a lot of people know about. These teens are from different parts of the world, Europe, I should say, Poland, Russia, Germany, I think. They all have a different story, and they're all getting to the same place. They're trying to get to the same place. The ship is leaving. I'm hoping I'm not getting the historical elements wrong. I was an English major. I don't like history. But the Soviets were advancing. They're trying to get on this ship, and they're trying to just get out. And there's too many people. The ship can only hold so many, and it was too many people on it, and it sank, killing thousands of people. Once again, World War II, sad. Very sad. Not a lot of happy endings. This book was this sad. You will be crying at the end of this book. If you like a good cry, if you like historical fiction, Salt of the Sea, Buddha Petties. You'll be crying at the end of it. Trust me. Next is The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed. This takes place during the early 90s during the Rodney King riots. So we have moved away from World War II. And now we are at a time during the Rodney King riots, which I think this is the first historical fiction book I've read during that time. I was a teenager at that time, and so it was very interesting to read what was happening to a teen that actually was living in California. I lived in Illinois, and I'm watching it on TV, whereas this girl it's in her backyard. This is about Ashley, and Ashley lives in the nicer part of town. And, you know, she goes to school with a lot of white kids. A lot of her friends are white, and there are a group of black kids that she kind of sees hanging out on the quad, but she doesn't really talk to them because she doesn't ever feel like she's black enough, and of course she's not white enough, and so she's kind of stuck in the middle of all of this. Meanwhile, there is a boy. He's black. She kind of likes him, but he has been accused of stealing something, and she kind of not accidentally confirms it, getting him in trouble. And she feels really bad about that. Meanwhile, the Rodney King riots are happening, but they're not happening in her town because she lives in a more affluent town, but it is happening so close that she can see the flames. Her sister is kind of a revolutionary. She's like down for the cause. She's like, fight the power. And her sister is kind of caught up in the middle of it. But Ashley's parents are just like, no, don't, but Ashley wants to help, but she doesn't know how. And so she's kind of, once again, stuck. I want to help my people, but I don't want to get in the middle of it all. And so, once again, it's just about what was happening during the Rodney King riots to people where it was happening actually in their backyard. If you don't know much about the Rodney King riots, I do highly recommend it because it is historical fiction and it is quite informative. Last is The Passion of Dulce by Julie Berry. This is quite a thick book. This is also not World War II. This takes place in 1241 in provincial France, called the Bloody Crusades, where the Catholic Church and the French army are cracking down. They're cracking down on shenanigans. Our main character, Dulce, is going around telling everyone that Jesus is her boyfriend. Can't have that, said the Bloody Crusades. Can't have that. So she runs because she knows that she is being hunted as a heretic. And she comes across 3 sisters who they're like, we kind of don't want to get involved in your Jesus mess, but she heals important people. So they're like, oh, she's a healer. Maybe we'll help her out. So they help her out, and we have a different perspective of the monk that's like interviewing people. And then we have the perspective of the sisters. And we have a couple of Dulce perspectives. And it kind of goes back and forth between the monks as he is like trailing her and interviewing people. And we get the accounts of all these people that the monk is interviewing, including when he gets to the sisters. This is quite of a thick book, as I said before. I would give this to an older teen or even adults who read YA because it is quite dense, it is quite slow, but it is fantastic. Highly recommend. Passion of Dulce by Julie Berry. Those are all my recommendations for the historical fiction lover in your house, or maybe it's you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next book recommendation. Bye-bye!